guys, and welcome to this week's edition of the Coffee and Hero Show, recording this on Wednesday morning, which will of course be new comic book day. So just before I jump into all the stuff that come in this week, the variants, my own pull list, new graphic novels, etc. Just a quick announcement that unfortunately yesterday my Facebook account was hacked and deleted. What the benefit of this is, I do not know. But because the account got deleted, I'm the only admin on the Coffee and Heroes Facebook page. So I can no longer access that, so I'm going to have to set up a new Facebook account for the store. Now this is a real pain to say the least, because we've spent the last sort of 6 years cultivating that page, growing the page. You know, we were up around 2,500 followers. You know, a lot of work had went into that, and it's now just pretty much disappeared like that. The Twitter profiles and Instagram have remained unharmed, shall we say. But yeah, I'm going to have to set up a new one for Facebook. So I'll share it through the other social media channels. I'll share the links with you guys here on the podcast, etc., etc. Just keep an eye out for it. And if you can like the page and follow the page, spread the word to any friends you think would be interested. And I'm going to try and get the other page taken down. I'm just going to have to report it or something like that. But Facebook's customer service is a bit of a joke, so getting anywhere with it has been interesting. I spent about 6 hours trying to sort it out last night. But it is what it is. I suppose it gives us, an idea for a fresh start. We can, build the page up again. Thankfully, those other social media channels are there. Thankfully, we're established as a business, so people know about us, but it is just a little bit of a setback. You don't realize how much you use social media until it gets taken away from you for a couple of hours, because I couldn't even use Messenger to get in touch with people, so I've had to create a new profile personally for myself as well. So if you've sent me messages on Messenger, or if you've sent messages to that other Coffee and Heroes page in the last day or so, and you haven't replied, it's not that I'm ignoring you, it's that I don't have access. So, as I say, real pain in the butt, but hey, we keep on moving forward. So there'll be a new page going up sometime today, hopefully. Tomorrow at the latest, just depends how busy today is, because a lot of new releases in. So we'll see how we get on. So that's that. CGCs, we've got shipments due on the way back in the next few weeks. Obviously, with the way the postal service has been, I don't know if they'll arrive back before Christmas. A lot of them have been graded, but it might be the new year before they arrive back, and it'll be the end of January before we send off again. Also, the previews orders due this Friday. So we've got the previews boards, of course, in store. We never did get a chance to do a previews podcast this month. Just the month's been a bit hectic, so we weren't able to go through that. But the boards are there. Have a look at DC Connect Online. It's the December book for February. Have a look at Newsarama for what's coming out, the Marvel solicitations. I can see the board from here. For example, our DC recommendations. Superman #1, brand new start for that. We've got Batman One Bad Day Clayface, which of course is continuing on those great one-shots. We've got Nightwing 101, which is a brand new jumping on point for people after the Celebration 100 issue. Poison Ivy #9 we've got on there, as Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are reuniting in that issue and kicking off a new story arc. And then we've got Lazarus Planet Omega, which is going to maybe set up the new status of the DC Universe. Marvel-wise, I see Silver Surfer, Ghost Light. That is going to be a 5-issue miniseries from an Eisner Award-winning team. We have Red Goblin #1, which is going to continue on from Alex Packnadel. We've got Bishop War College, a brand new 5-issue miniseries. There's also Demon Wars, Down in Flames, continuing on the Peach Momoko verse, so to speak. And then there's going to be a facsimile of Amazing Spider-Man 129. That is the first appearance of Punisher. In terms of indie stuff, we've got Do a Powerbomb hitting trade paperback. We've got The Good Asian hitting a deluxe hardcover. We've got a new horror series from the writer of Spread called Harrower, but released through Boom Studios. There's a new James Tynion IV Supernatural title called Blue Book. We've got a new AWA one that looks great called Black Tape, Rock and Roll Meets the Occult, cracking looking mini-series. So there's plenty of good stuff up there, but as I say, have a wee look around Tinternet, and if there's anything you'd like added to pull lists, or you'd like pull list set up, just get in touch with us and we can sort that for you, of course. So yeah, away from that, I'm going to jump on to the new releases. As I say, plenty this week. We had the double ship Marvel week, for example. No Marvel titles last week, so we got a double shipment this week. We've undoubtedly got one of the biggest titles of the year out this week through DC Comics. Indie's a little quieter, but I'll just take you through what we have anyway. I'll kick things off with variants like I usually do after a sip of coffee. It is early in the morning after all. So we kick things off with Daredevil number 6. This is a 1 to 25 retailer incentive variant. This is by Marco Cicchetto, so obviously it'll be a little bit more expensive being the retailer variant, but we have that in this week. That big title I'm talking about is Batman Spawn. Now, I have to say with Batman Spawn, I didn't order in loads of variants. It's for the very simple reason that the amount of variants were ridiculous. It's a $7 book, and I've never put the business in danger by over ordering on something that maybe may not sell. Because obviously, again, we pay for these things in advance. So I've got to be really careful with ordering. Anyone who ordered specific variants with us on pull lists, they've all arrived. They're all sweet. And I can only order in a few beyond that because, again, you just have to be tight with your ordering on this. So first of all, this is the Greg Capullo, Todd McFarlane. This is the alternate cover. So this is the cover B. You'll see when I get to my pull list, this cover's the other way around. It's Batman standing there in Spawn in the foreground. But this is the cover B. I got in the J. Scott Campbell variant for it as well. So another different one there. And then I got in the glow-in-the-dark variants. These are done by Greg Capullo. I believe the moon and the streaks, all that is glow-in-the-dark, because who doesn't love a good old 90s glow-in-the-dark cover? Away from that, we have Danger Street number 1. This is a new Tom King series launching this week. Rather classic old-school Steve Rude variant cover there. Poison Ivy number 7. Speaking of Spawn, thought this was a great cover. This is by David Nakayama. This is for Poison Ivy number 7, and this is part of the Batman Spawn variant month. We have new Wildcats this week, including this rather great cardstock Ben Oliver variant. A new series launching this week that's bound to have people jumping on because the price point's great. It's a $1.99 issue, so it'll be a £2 issue. Brand new from Mark Millar. This is called Nightclub, and this is the Spawn variant for that, done by Matteo Scalera, one of my favorite artists there. We have the 1 to 10 incentive variant covers for Amazing Spider-Man. This is done by Ed McGuinness, so classic Spidey. We have Greg Land doing Predator covers, so I wonder where he traced it from. But yeah, this is Predator number 5. And then Star Wars Hidden Empires this week, and this is a brand new variant cover from friend of the store, Declan Shelby, as well. So a few variants for you there. We'll move away from that and jump straight on to my own pull list. So, pull list for you here. Again, we kick off with Batman Spawn. So yeah, it's written by Todd McFarlane and it's drawn by Greg Capullo. The colours by Dave McCaig, who's been doing such great work through Walking Dead Deluxe. And this is a one-shot, so it's not the start of a mini-series or anything like that. It's a one and done. And I'm looking forward to jumping into it. Bound to be 90s goodness there. And anytime Batman is drawn by Capullo, I'm on board. I've mentioned Danger Street. So Danger Street's basically taking some sort of Z-list characters of the DC universe and throwing them into this mini-series. Written by Tom King, art by Jorge Fornes. Massive fan of his art. Did the art for Rorschach, for example. Of course, worked with Tom King there. So yeah, you're going to have the likes of Dr. Fate in here. It's, again, going with sort of characters that maybe haven't been shown any love for quite a while. Got Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 18. So this is the last issue of Superman, Son of Kal-El. There will be a new Jonathan Kent mini-series coming after this, 6 issues. We won't automatically move you on to that because it's a different series. But and we'll remove Superman, Son of Kal-El from pull lists. But this is the last issue of that, and 18 in total. I've mentioned Wildcats. Wildcats 1 was a heck of a lot of fun. So got the second issue in, Matthew Rosenberg, Steven Segovia on art. We've still a couple of number 1s there if you still want to give it a go. But number 2 is this week. Indie-wise, we got 10,000 Black Feathers, so we're continuing on the Bone Orchard mythos. This is the shared horror universe. Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino are continuing the setup. So trade won't be too far away from that if you just prefer the trades for that. We've got Dark Ride, which is it's such a good title. Joshua Williamson and Andre Bresan. It is to do with a guy who sets up a horror theme park just to turn the scare of Jesus out of people. But he was only able to set it up and be successful after making a deal with the devil. Great, great series. 3 issues into that. Grimm is back this week, so one of my favourite titles of this year. Stephanie Phillips, Flaviano, all to do with the Grim Reaper and the whole underworld afterlife. Fantastic stuff. Really big hit from Boom, that one. I went a bit nuts on variants and all sorts of stuff. Love Everlasting is next, so we're continuing on again. Tom King this time, Elsa Chartier. We're up to issue 5 of his sort of stuck in time loop love story. Can't really describe it other than that. But it's a lot of fun, and it's got a bit of old school charm to it as well. I'd mentioned there Nightclub. This is the cover A for that. So Mark Millar writing and Juan Ramirez on art. I think it's to do with basically being young, turning into a vampire, and the world is your oyster. So what do you do with it? But yeah, again, that's got that £2 price point. Second issue of Specs. First issue was fun. This is David M. Boer and Chris Sheehan on art. Real Day Live vibes. It's basically when you wear these glasses, you can wish for anything, essentially. So, nice monkey paw type dealio. Amazing Spider-Man this week, kicking off Dark Web with issue 15. So Zeb Wells, Ed McGuinness is on interiors for this one. We have Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty. Brilliant Captain America series. The best cap has been, in my mind, since Ed Brubaker. By Colin Kelly, Jackson Lansing have been knocking it out of the park with this. We got new Daredevil this week, so number 6. Any cover that has size going through Iron Man's helmet is all good with Alan. Electra on the cover, of course. Just continue to love Daredevil. Chichetto doing the covers. Looks like Rafael de la Torre, who's a stand-in artist in Zdarsky's run so far, is interiors for that. No, you are not seeing things. I'm going to give it a go. A brand new Iron Man series is launched, Invincible Iron Man. The reason for that is because Jerry Duggan's writing it, and I'm a big fan of his writing style. Juan Frigeri on art. So, brand new number 1. I'll give it a go and report back. Speaking of number 1s, a new series kicks off this week for Miles Morales. So, Cody Ziegler is starting this one off with Federico Vincentini on art. So, I've never got into Miles Morales as a massive read, so I'm willing to give a new series a go, see how I get on. Issue 5 of Predator, the final hunt begins, so I'm assuming this is the end of the first story arc. Ed Brisson's been knocking this out of the park so far, Kev Walker on art as well. We have Punisher, which just continues to knock it out of the park every month with its covers. So again, you've got Jason Aaron writing, 2 different alternating artists, one dealing with Frank's past, one dealing with the present, Jesus Says and Paul Azaceta. Loving Punisher at the moment, trade came out there a week or 2 ago. And then we finish off with Fantastic Four. I go for these Alex Ross sort of legacy variants. And again, Fantastic Four, a little bit similar to Miles Morales. I've never really found a run that I really, really enjoy. But the first issue of Fantastic Four was awesome. Up there with my single issues of the year, I have to say. So that is my pull list. So we'll move away from there and on to what came in this week. Not a massive amount, but some good quality there and a couple of epic collections. Kick things off with the Boom series, The Killer. This was a great 6-issue mini-series. This is going to be turned into a film soon by David Fincher, I believe. And this is all 6 issues together. It was an Eisner-nominated series as well. I mean, it's to do with like an underground sort of hitman ring and a guy infiltrating businesses to get close to different people within it, but then maybe gets a bit too close. Sounds a wee bit cliche, but it's actually done in a really original way, and it's more of a European style comic, which is cool. Next up, we have Epic Collection Volume 21 of X-Men. So this is, you're hitting the era here from Scott Lobdell, Fabian Nicieza, for example. This covers Uncanny X-Men 289 to 296, X-Men 10 to 16, X-Factor 84 to 86, and X-Force 16 to 18. So one very much for you 90s kids, you know who you are. 1992 to 1993 is the era covered in there. Next up is Flashpoint Beyond, so the world of Flashpoint returns. Jeff Johns, of course, with this. Jeremy Adams co-writing. Sir Manico on art. Mitch Dread's covers. This was class, yes. 7 issues in total. Links back to the Flashpoint universe that Jeff Johns, of course, had established just before the New 52. And it essentially kicks off with Thomas Wayne waking up. He had sacrificed everything so that the main DC universe could exist, so he should no longer exist. But he wakes up and he's still there, and it goes from there. So yeah, really, really enjoyed that. 7 issues in total. I mentioned Grimm as one of my titles of the year. It just hit trade this week as well. It's hit with a nice £11 price point as well, so really give this a go. Beautiful Jenny Friss on cover there as well. Cannot recommend enough. One for you fans of Something That's Killing the Children as an example, is the obvious comparison. But yeah, really, really cool title. Another epic collection in this week is Iron Man. This is volume 11, so this deals with the late 80s, so 1988 to 1989. You can see, of course, it's going to have some Spidey cameos in there. Also in this one, you've got the Mandarin, you've got Doctor Doom, for example. And this is Iron Man 233 to 244, Iron Man Crash and Marvel Fanfare 22 and 23. So again, this covers 1988 1989. Now we have Jane Foster and the Mighty Thor, so Torunn Grønbekk, love her, friend of Thor, doing this 5-issue miniseries for Jane Foster. This was really, really good. Some fantastic art, for example, Michael Dowling on art. And it was all about maybe Jane taking up the mantle again, or picking up the hammer again, if you will. Torun's about to take over on Thor, doing some some good work on that. So yeah, highly recommend jumping in there. You have Justice League versus the Legion of Superheroes. This is Brian Michael Bendis and Scott Godlewski on art. I mean, the art speaks for itself pretty much. But yeah, this was a 6-issue miniseries. It also is collecting the Justice League 2022 annual as well. So the greatest heroes of 2 years face their biggest threat, each other. Savage Avengers, this was a brand new lineup for this. So this is number 1. So you can jump into Savage Avengers, which has a really cool lineup. You have Deathlock in there. You have Conan in there. Yeah, sensational new lineup, as it says. And yeah, that is the first 5 issues in total. No doubt will prove popular as Star Wars Obi-Wan, A Jedi's Purpose. This is 5-issue miniseries that basically went into Obi-Wan's past, showed him at different points in his life, when he was a kid, when he was a teenager, etc., etc. I really dug this, written by Christopher Campbell. So I'm not a big Star Wars guy, as you know, but that was really good. Next up is the next volume of Wolverine. Again, we continue to make sure the X section, ever since Hickman took over, is complete. Volumes upon volumes of great stuff in there. So this is Benjamin Percy continuing on Wolverine, and he's joined here by Adam Kubert and Federico Vincentini and Greg Land and Juan Ferreira. A lot of good artists in here, and this collects Wolverine 20 to 25. And then we finish off this week with a brand new omnibus just in, which again is Star Wars. This is Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters. So this was an event that happened, I think it was 2021 would have been. And this omnibus is very complete, to say the least. You've got Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha and Omega. You have the 5 issues of Bounty Hunters itself. You have all the one-shots, so Jabba the Hutt, Forlov and Zuckuss, Bosch and IG-88. You got 6 issues of Star Wars in here. You got 6 issues of Darth Vader, 6 issues of Bounty Hunters, 6 issues of Dr. Aphra, and also a little bit of material from the War of the Bounty Hunters Director's Cut as well. So £90 omnibus, and you'll see here our price is $85, so a little bit less there as well. And one last thing I should mention, because it's been sitting here all this time, but new comic box in this week that is sure to elicit squeeze of delight from certain people, and that is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So we're always going to get new boxes in, although I may move them to over here and put merch over there. I'm always changing things. But yeah, this is brand new Mighty Morphin 1, all the Rangers on the side and Green Ranger at the end. So again, we're always committed to getting new boxes in as they come out. So brand new one this week. So yeah, that's going to do it for us for this week. This is the release week of the 14th of December. We've only one more delivery to come in before Christmas, and one more release week before Christmas. Obviously Christmas falling on Sunday. The following week after that, it'll be a slightly delayed week, because I don't think we'll get our delivery until the Thursday. But as ever, we'll keep you informed through our new Facebook page, which is coming soon, and other forms of social media as well, of course. So, but yeah, as ever, hope this proved useful. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're staying safe out there. Hope you're gearing up for a good Christmas. And anything we can organise to help make that better, just pop in and let us know. So, as I said, I look forward to seeing you guys in store throughout the week. And if I don't, have a good Christmas. But otherwise, see you soon. Take it easy.